Hello there, dear travelers. We are at the end of the journey. We are finishing up this character sheet, the very first character that I have ever made with this new player's handbook. And the first one I've seen made from start to finish anywhere, on the internet, anywhere. So I hope this helps you. I teach D&D to children and new players, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to teach this because this is a process. This was not as easy as I thought. I thought they were going to simplify it from the original 2014 version of character creation, but it's lengthy, and I'm not complaining. It's interesting, but it's definitely, this was a trip. All right, so now we're on step 5. Step 5 in our process of creating characters, fill in the details. Now fill in your character sheet. So first we're going to record our class features. So we look at our class feature table in chapter 3 and write down the level 1 features. The class features are detailed in the same chapter. Some class features offer choices. Make sure you read all features and make any offer choices. All right, so here's our classes. We are a rogue, so we're going to be in alphabetical order back here. Past paladin, past ranger, and to rogue. And our class features are here. So we are going to write these down. So what are our class features? Well, it says as a rogue, you gain level 1. At level 1, I'm going to put a 1 there. Expertise. What is expertise? Expertise in 2 of your skill proficiencies of your choice. Sleight of hand and stealth are recommended if you have proficiency in them. At rogue level 6, you gain expertise. Okay, so we gain expertise in 2. They recommend sleight of hand and stealth. I'm going to go with expertise. Let's see. Expertise in, I'm going to say stealth. They say sleight of hand. But I think I'm going to say persuasion. Because I have all of these skill proficiencies. And I think I want to be persuasive. And persuasion. Now, what does expertise do for me? What is expertise? It's described in the same chapter. Expertise. In 2 of your skill proficiencies. Well, I will have to get back to that. All right, so we get sneak attack. Sneak attack. You know how to strike subtly and exploit a foe's distraction. Once per turn, you can deal an extra 1d6 damage to a creature you hit with an attack roll. If you have advantage on the roll and the attack uses a finesse or ranged weapon. The extra damage type is the same as the weapon's damage type. Cool. So if I have a rapier and that's a finesse weapon, extra d6 damage if I hit. If I have advantage on the roll. You don't need advantage on the attack roll if at least one of your allies is within 5 feet of the target. The ally doesn't have the incapacitated condition. You don't have disadvantage on the attack roll. The extra damage increases as you gain rogue levels. All right. At the rogue features table. Got it. Okay. Next, thieves' cant. So we basically have another language. Thieves can't. You pick up various languages in the community where you applied your roguish talents. You know thieves can't add one other language of your choice, which you choose from the language tables in Chapter 2. So now we get to go and pick, and it says language tables in Chapter 2. So now we get to pick one of these languages. We could pick one of these like rare languages if we wanted to. But when are we ever going to come up against something like that? I don't think I'm going to get anything like that. So I think what I'm going to do is pick one of the common ones, something that I will come up against. Like, oh, I don't know. Giant. I think giant. I don't know why. But I get to pick another language. So where are my languages? Here, Elvish, Draconic, and Giant. Very good. Okay. I get Weapon Mastery. Weapon Mastery. Your training with weapons allows you to use the mastery properties of two kinds of weapons of your choice with which you have proficiency, such as daggers and short bows. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can change the kind of weapons you choose. For example, you could switch to using the mastery properties of swords, scimitars, and short swords. All right, so we need to find out what expertise and mastery are. All right, that's it for that. So now we fill in numbers. Okay, so it says here, saving throws. For saving throws, you have proficiency in, add your proficiency bonus to the appropriate ability modifier, and note the total. Okay, so my proficiency bonus, right, at level 1 as a rogue, proficiency bonus, +2 at level 1. Right? So, go back here where it says proficiency bonus. Right here. We put +2. Right? So now we go here. It says saving throws. For the saving throws, you have proficiency in. Add your proficiency bonus to the appropriate ability modifier and note the total. Some players also like to note the modifier for saving throws they're not proficient in, which is just the relevant ability modifier. Okay, so saving throws. So here's saving throws. So let's say I am not proficient in strength. So my saving throw is -1. I am proficient in saving throws for dexterity, so I'm a +5. +5. Constitution, I am a 3. +3. I do have proficiency in saving throws for intelligence, so I add 2 to -1, so I am a +1. +1. Wisdom, I am a -1 because I am not proficient. And charisma, I do not have proficiency in saving throws, so I am a +3. Very good. Now skills. This is interesting. For skills that you have proficiency in, add your proficiency bonus to the ability modifier associated with that skill and note the total. You might also wish to note the modifier for skills you're not proficient in, which is just the relevant ability modifier. So I have to go back here. It says I have the skilled feat, so I can pick 3 skills, or proficiency in tools. So I'm going to pick skills. So right now I am not proficient in athletics, acrobatics, arcana, history, nature, religion, animal handling, medicine, survival, intimidation, or performance. So I get to pick 3. Well, I kind of like animal handling for some reason. But honestly, if I'm going to play meta, I want to maximize my ability to do well at things I'm really good at. I would probably not pick animal handling because that's a wisdom thing. But I would go to my strengths, which is charisma and dexterity. And since I only have 3 things in there that I'm not proficient in, I would just pick those. So I would pick acrobatics, I will pick intimidation, and I will pick performance to min-max the character, right? This is like an optimized build, kind of, because I also want to give this build to whomever. At the end of this, you can give this, you can take this character and just pause the screen, write down everything that I've written here, and use it for yourself. And then you have your rogue, and then I'll go through each class, and I'll do another one. At least a level 1 character, because I need this for teaching my students as well. So now we add those up, right? So we go through each one of these. So let's say for athletics, right? So athletics checks, I'm going to be a -1. For dexterity, I have proficiency. So I'm going to add my proficiency bonus, which is +2 for all of these, plus my dexterity bonus, which is +3, straight dexterity, right? So -1 here, -1 here, -1, +3, +3. But I'm proficient in these, so I add another 2, so it's actually +5. So I'm +5 in acrobatics, +5 in sleight of hand, +5 in stealth. Also down here, I am +5 deception, intimidation, performance, and persuasion. And now here, in all these, I'm -1, except for investigation, I'm +1. Here I'm -1, -1, +1, -1, -1. And the same here, animal handling, -1, insight, +1, medicine, -1, perception, +1, survival, -1. All right, now we go to passive perception. Now, this is interesting. In the original 2014 D&D Player's Handbook, it doesn't say anything in character creation about passive perception. You had to look it up in the index and go find it. So at least here it is included in the character creation chapter. So that's pretty cool. So passive perception is basically, okay, here it says sometimes your DM will determine something based on whether your character notices something without asking you to make the perceptions throw. Probably to surprise you, right? A general awareness of your surroundings. So it's 10 plus your wisdom perception check modifier. So my perception is +1, my modifier. So my passive perception is 10 plus 1. If it were -1, it would be a 9, right? Get it? All right, hit points. Your class and constitution modifier determine your hit point maximum at level 1. So I'm a rogue, so my hit point maximum is 8 plus my constitution modifier. So it's 8 plus 3. So my hit points maximum are 11 at level 1, right? If I were a barbarian, what would it be? 12 plus 3, 15. So that's as high as you can get at level 1 15 hit points, according to this. All right. Now, hit point dice. Your character's class description tells you the type of die your character's hit point dice, or hit dice for short. Write this on your character sheet. At level 1, your character has 1 hit die. You can spend the hit dice during a short rest to recover hit points. Your character sheet also includes space to note how many hit die you've spent. All right, so I just happen to know it. It is a D8, but let's just pick, like, say, cleric. D8, right? Bard, D8. Barbarian, D12, right? But we're a rogue, and it's a D8, but I will show it to you. See, here's a D6 for a sorcerer. So spellcasters have low hit points. But for a rogue, it's D8. So we're going to write that down. So hit dice here at the top. Maximum 1d8. Okay. Initiative. Write your dexterity modifier in the space for initiative. That's easy. So initiative's right here. My dexterity modifier is this one, +3. So it's +3. Okay, my armor class. Without armor or shield, your base armor class is 10 plus your dexterity modifier. So for me, it'd be 13. If your starting equipment includes armor or a shield or both, calculate your AC using the rules in Chapter 6. A class feature might give you a different way to calculate your AC. So Chapter 6 is equipment. And we're going to go to AC. We're going to go to armor. Right? So here's your armor class. So I have leather armor. So mine is 11 plus my dex. So it's going to be 14. If I had chainmail, it would just be 16, no matter what. If I had studded leather armor, it would be 12 plus my dex, right? So I'm going to go with well, I have leather armor, so basically I'm going to go with 11 plus 3. So my armor class is here, and that is 11 plus 3 is 14. Now, actually, my other character has studded leather armor, but I can deal with that later. We're just making a generic character for right now, right? Okay, so attacks. In the weapons plus damage cantrip section of the character sheet, write your starting weapons. I already did that because I wanted to skip that step later when I did that in step 1 when I got my rogue equipment, right? It says here, the attack roll bonus for a weapon with which you have proficiency is one of the following unless a weapon property says otherwise. So if it's a melee attack, I get my strength modifier plus proficiency bonus. If it's ranged, dexterity plus proficiency bonus. However, the weapon's property. So if we go to equipment, Chapter 6, right? We go to the weapons. I have some roguish weapons, which I believe will allow me to use my dexterity modifier. So I have finesse weapons, like the short sword is finesse and light, and I have proficiency in that, right? And let's see. Because I have proficiency in that, let's see, martial ranged weapons. Short bow. Simple weapons. Short bow. 1d6 piercing. I've got short sword, finesse, light weapon. That means I have proficiency. That does not mean that I can use my dexterity modifier. I don't think so. Let's see here. Wait, here's the, okay, Vex. Vex. If you hit a creature with this weapon and deal damage to the creature, you have advantage on your next attack roll against that creature before the end of your next turn. Short sword, finesse, light. Finesse. Light. Finesse. When making an attack with a finesse weapon, use your choice of strength or dexterity modifier for the attack and damage roll. Yes. Yes. Also, light. When you take the attack action in your turn and attack with a light weapon, you can make one extra attack as a bonus action later on the same turn. That extra attack must be made with a different light weapon, and you don't add your ability modifier to that attack. Very well. So, I have a short sword, which is finesse and light. And if I have a dagger, that is finesse and light as well. So I can nick and I can vex. A rapier is not light. So that's one of the reasons you can't two-handed. That's interesting. We're going to talk about that later. So basically, if I'm using dexterity, my attack roll, right? So it says here, dexterity modifier plus proficiency bonus. My dex modifier is 3. My proficiency bonus is 5. So I have a +5 to hit with daggers, short sword, short bow. Damage type, well, I think they're all piercing. Piercing, and short bow's piercing. So I'm a piercer, basically. Oh, and then the damage dice. So like a dagger is 1d4, short bow is 1d6, and a short sword is 1d6. So it's 1d4, 1d6, 1d6. P for piercing. Very good. Spellcasting. Note, both the saving throw DC for your spells and the attack bonus for your attacks you make with them uses these formulas. Okay, so spell save DC is over here with the spell list, spellcasting. So, spellcasting ability for rogues, it's intelligence, except for this elf one, I can pick charisma. So I think up here I write intelligence, right? Spellcasting ability modifier. So let's see here. So I go to rogue, and it says here spellcasting ability modifier. Let's see, class features. Spellcasting ability. Intelligence is your spellcasting ability for your wizard spells. So I'm pretty sure that's it. And that's not good because my intelligence is not good. So my spell save DC is 8 plus my spellcast casting ability modifier plus my proficiency bonus. So 8 plus -1 is 7, plus my proficiency bonus, which is 2, right? So I'm at 8, 7, 2, 9. So that's my spell save DC. And my spell attack bonus is my spell casting ability modifier plus my proficiency bonus. And that is also a 9. Your spell casting ability, blah, blah, blah. Spell slots, cantrips. If your class gives you the spell casting or pack magic feature, your class feature table, blah, blah, blah. All right, name your character, right? So I already have a name for this character, and it's a weird one because it was a random one from like a program that I used, and it is Squax. So if you want to be Squax the Charlatan Elf Rogue, be my guest. You can take that, and that's totally fine with me. Ask some more questions about your character. What's your gender? What people you care about the most? What's your deepest fear? What will you seek? Knowledge, wealth, glory, enlightenment, justice, mercy, power, or something else. And that's it. So now we have a character. And on the next video, I will tell you how to gain levels because I'm actually going to be a level 3, but this is a level 1 character. So let me just show you the character. I'll do a separate video where it's just this character so you guys can all copy this down. And I will let you have a moment with this so that you can check it out and see for yourself what a complete D&D character sheet looks like. And it only took us an hour and a half. Or something like that. So if you think this is easy, put it in the comments below. If you think this was just as difficult as the previous version, put that in the comments below. I would love to talk to you about this. I hope you have a great day. Thank you for subscribing, all 14,000 of you, almost. Appreciate your comments. I appreciate your time. I teach people how to play D&D from beginners, children. It's a lot of fun. I actually get paid to teach children. It's really interesting. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.